So welcome to the show, an artist who burst onto the scene, I can't believe this, 6 years ago after appearing on Britain's Got Talent. Callum Scott, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm not bad at all. So we last met when you were promoting You Are the Reason back in 2017. Time has flown by. What have you been up to since then?
Oh man, honestly, I mean, it feels like a dream come true. All everything that's happened since that audition, and then being signed, and having an album and singles, it's just incredible. But after we had spoken, 2018 came around, and that was the year that I did my entire world tour, touring my own The Human debut album. And I got to go to far ends of the world, all from America all the way through Europe into Asia, Australia. Insane. The best year of my life, for sure. Releasing the album, being able to sing those songs all across the world, to go to countries that I never even been to before, like Indonesia and South Africa, and to sing songs that they already knew the words to, was just the most amazing feeling. I mean, I can't wait to get this second album out and tour this one and do it all again. So yeah, I've been incredibly busy, as you can imagine.
So the song that you're promoting today is the one with Lost Frequencies, Where
Yes.
Are You Now?
Yeah.
It is a great little song. You've been obviously a guy who makes great music. I mean, obviously as a DJ, as a producer, he plays to massive crowds. How did that come about? Because this is kind of a collab between the two of you, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's probably quite unlikely as well. I mean, obviously, classic Callum Scott is like ballads, heart-wrenching songs where you're just like, oh, I want that on my wedding day, or I want that on my birthday, or whatever it is. And to me, this is quite an unlikely collaboration because obviously Felix is a dance producer and has these incredible songs. But funnily enough, going back to when I released Dancing on My Own, we'd actually asked Felix, Lost Frequencies, if he could remix Dancing on My Own for us. And he started work on it, and then our diaries didn't match up. And so ultimately we spoke to Tiesto and it went out. And then years later, Felix had got in touch and said, look, I've got this single called Where Are You Now? I want it as my summer single. I don't want anybody else to sing it but you. So I was quite honoured, really. But I was also like, oh, I've just had my new release, which was my own single, Biblical, and was just working that. And then this song came around, so I was like, let me just throw some vocals down on it. Let me know how you feel. 15 minutes, just threw them on there. I was just about to do an Instagram live for my stuff, and I sent it over, and then I get messages from Felix as I'm doing Instagram live. This is amazing. This is going on the record. I love this. And I was just like, whoa, just instantly came out of nowhere. And then just like last week before, managed to get to Romania, perform this to 60,000 people at Untold Festival and meet the man himself. It was the most amazing feeling.
Yeah, I was going to come on to that. I mean, performing in front of a crowd, 60,000 people in one venue. I mean, we probably never thought that would happen again.
Yeah,
but you were there. And it was just mind-blowing. I saw it on YouTube, and it's one of those moments, isn't it? I'm guessing you got those kind of hairs on the back of your neck stand on end.
Hairs everywhere were standing up. I mean, it's just one of those things where I walked out, there's people standing next to each other, singing the songs back to you. Like you just said, we've been in a really awful place the last 2 years, and I didn't know whether we'd be able to come back to this so soon. But it feels so long overdue, and everybody was it's palpable, like being able to feel that genuine love and joy of being at a live music event, and to be there on stage and to perform as well. It was just the most amazing feeling. I mean, I haven't got my words wrong because I was just so in the moment. It was truly amazing.
Did you get the stage nerves again as you went out? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was like,
one of those moments.
It come to sing that second verse, and I was like, don't know the lyrics. They've disappeared out of my head.
You could just come along.
Back to me.
I'm guessing the song was it was born out of lockdown, really, probably working that way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know when I hear it, the lyrics in it about a song getting stuck in your head. And I tell you what, when I first heard it, I was thinking, I've got a song. It's stuck in my head, this. It's really stuck in my head. I was like thinking, I recognise it as well. I can't think where. And literally, it has taken me, because it's been out there for about, a month, hasn't it? Or something like that.
Yeah.
And it came to me the other day, all around the world. ATC.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I love that song originally. This one just takes it to a new level. It's really, really good.
And it does what it says on the tin. I mean, it does get stuck in your head. Like I said, I threw those lyrics down on the vocal for the song, and then went to go and do my Instagram live. And as I'm like setting all the Instagram live up, I'm like, God, I cannot get that song stuck on my head. It's mad because it does exactly what it says it's going to do.
It's an earworm.
It's just 100%. And it's just one of those songs it's talking about rekindling and coming back to how it was. And I think, it's so apt considering where we've been and where we're heading, that coming back to life the way it used to be and having that contact with people and that love. And then, like a chorus like that just gets absolutely nailed into your head. You can't forget it. So it's been a pleasure to be part of.
Well, I tell you what, let's get people humming it and getting it stuck in their heads by playing it. Yes. So, Callum, if you'd like to introduce it for me, that'd be great.
I'd love to. Hey, guys, it's Callum Scott here, and this is our brand new single with Lost Frequencies called Where Are You Now?
That's Callum's new song, Where Are You Now, with Lost Frequencies. It definitely is catchy. It's going round in my head. I'm going to be humming that all day. So
same.
We mentioned before, you got to perform it, what was it, 2 weeks ago or something like that, 2.5 weeks ago in Romania. What's planned then? When are we going to see you next? When are you out on tour? Because let's face it, it's all been lifted now. You can go for it, and we can go back to America as well. I heard soon.
Yeah. So I've just literally got my visa back through. I'm signed out of Capitol Records in LA, so I need to go back to my label and finalize my album and all that kind of stuff. And Felix, Lost Frequencies, he jetted straight out from Romania to Mexico. Then he quarantined there to be able to play in Vegas. He's just played the song there at Life is Beautiful Festival, where Billie Eilish was headlining. It's been unreal, to see that song just transcend all across the world. I've asked if I can join him again. There's a little event called Tomorrowland coming up, which I've asked about.
Which one are you doing? Is that the one in the slopes, or is that the one in
I'm not going to argue. I'll have whatever they give me. Just to be able to go there and perform the song is just going to be so amazing. I mean, I'd love to perform it whilst it's doing so well. The manager told me the other day it's doing 1.5 million streams a day on Spotify, which is just mind blowing. But it's just like all the support we're getting is just been unprecedented, really, for a song like this, especially for me to be on it as well.
But I mean, you're no stranger to getting a lot of people listening to you on Spotify. I mean, 80 million listeners of your music? It's just mind blowing that you're there.
Insane.
It's just strange. And obviously, go on.
I was just going to say, I mean, for me, I remember when I'd recorded Dancing on My Own, for example, in my mum's spare bedroom when I was living with her. And I'd set up this little studio setup. And I remember I'd recorded a YouTube video and I'd put it up before the audition. And I remember getting 1,000 views and we were celebrating. I had champagne. Like 1,000 views to me back then was insane. So you can understand
18 million.
I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. It's just that many people. I'm like, what? So yeah, I mean, those numbers are just insane. So, like I say, with this Lost Frequencies song, we're just enjoying every minute.
Yeah, and obviously we've been in lockdown recently. Have you been able to connect with some people that maybe you wouldn't have been able to if you've been on full throttle with your music?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen a lot more of my family, which has been amazing. Obviously when lockdown had eased and we could have, bubbles and stuff like that, I was able to see a lot more of my family than I ever would before this career. And it has given me a bit of time to just sort of sit back, catch up with people that, I've not maybe had the time to be able to do before. And it's been really rewarding, in that sense of just being able to rekindle relationships and make that time, which we all get so busy, life is just, everybody's doing something all the time. So in that sense, it was nice to be able to sit back and reflect. It gave me the opportunity as well to finish my album because I'd had so many songs that I'd kind of, in my head, I'd thought, right, that was great, on to the next song. That was great, on to the next one. And you forget all those ones that are really meaningful and beautiful and because you're so eager to get the next one. So it gave me a lot of time to sit and finish the album, which I was really grateful for as well. But I just want to get out and tour it now, Paul.
Yeah,
just want to get out and tour it.
I must admit, it's difficult for everybody. My daughter currently is off school because of COVID. She's had to lock down. She's on her last day before she has to go back. And I mentioned that I was doing an interview with you. And she went, "Oh, I know that song." And then she was there pulling it up on a little Alexa, asking it to play it over and over again. And then she said to me, "Can I ask some questions?" And I was like, "Well, I need to ask the questions." But she then wrote me a note, and you can see it here. There you go. With all of these questions that she wants answers to. But these are questions that I wouldn't normally ask, I don't think. So I'm going to ask you these questions, if that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like she's coming after your job, Paul.
I think
I'll say that.
It's not a high standard to beat, I must admit. So here we go then. There's 7 questions. Don't blame me if you can't answer them. Okay, number 1. What's the best thing about being a pop star? Be honest.
Best thing about being a pop star is being able to travel all over the world and see all these amazing places and faces.
Okay, if you could form a super group made up of 4 other artists, who would you have in and why would you have them in?
Oh, that is a great question. I would have Adele in there because she's my all-time icon. And I think a collaboration between me and her would just have people crying all day, every day.
It's got British written all over it, hasn't
it? Yeah, exactly. I'd have Coldplay's Chris Martin. I've always been a fan of his work. I think he's got an incredible voice and his attention to lyric is insane. Who else would I have? I'd have Miley Cyrus.
Okay.
Because since she's releasing new music, she's got this gravel in her voice that I just am absolutely in love with, and she's got that country vibe, which I'm a massive fan of as well.
Would you be doing the wrecking ball in the video as well?
Oh, 100%. I wouldn't look as beautiful as she does. There'd be a few more bumps and lumps, but
swinging into each other.
Yeah, absolute carnage. And then who else would I have? I'd have maybe a bit of Adam Levine, considering I used to be in a Maroon 5 tribute band.
Maroon 4, wasn't it?
Maroon 4, it was, yeah. There was one less member than the official band, so that's hence the name.
But it worked.
But it worked. It worked.
Yeah. Okay. She wants to know, are you glad you did Britain's Got Talent?
I mean, I wouldn't be here if not, I don't think. I think that golden buzzer moment just kind of opened the doors to everything else, I think. Because there was an emotional moment between me and my sister and she didn't get through. And then I went on stage and I was kind of fuming with Simon because I really hated the fact that he'd stopped her mid-song twice. And then I went on stage and really wanted to impress him. And that emotion kind of helped convey how I felt in the audition. I think without that moment, it might have taken me a bit longer, but I would have still worked hard. I still am working hard. But I am, of course, I'm glad about that audition. Yeah.
Okay. Final couple of questions for you. What's your favourite animal?
My favourite animal is an elephant.
Wow.
Believe it or not. Yeah, not a domestic animal.
You can't really keep them as a pet, can you?
Not really. Not unless you've got a big safari kind of based back garden. But I went to an elephant sanctuary in Sri Lanka and got to feed baby elephants milk out of a bottle. So I was in love from that moment.
Next best thing, I suppose. Yeah. How big's your house?
How big's my house? It's not the biggest. It's not the smallest. No. I've managed to get a little studio in there and a little hot tub in the garden, so I'm not done bad.
Oh, happy days. Can't beat a hot tub in the UK. Yeah. And then her final question is, how does it feel to be born on the 12th of October, the day after her birthday?
Oh, well, I mean, an honour, obviously. An absolute privilege. But that must mean she's a Libra, which are some of the best people around. So, yeah, very honoured.
Exactly. Well, I tell you what, it's been an absolute honour to have you on the show today. If I could play a song, what song could we play? Go for it. Besides your own, your favourite current song out there?
My favourite current song, I would love to choose Ed Sheeran Shivers, if you've got it.